Scenes look at the movie-making process. But like so many of Walt's dreams,
Alright, how are you guys doing? Tour today if you haven't already done so. By the way, it is air conditioned in there, so if it gets hot, you might want to take that tour. Now here at Disney MGM Studios, we have outdoor sound stages, state-of-the-art editing and recording facilities. We have everything needed for film and video production. Passing by a prop storage area known as the motor pool. The first two futuristic police cars, they're from the movie Blade Runner, starring Harrison Ford. The red Coyote car is from the television series Hardcastle and McCormick, starring Brian Keith. And the black vintage car with the green spokes. Right now, though, across the street, the tan buildings, those are our bungalows. And bungalow is just kind of a big, fancy, tricky term for office space. That's where we temporarily house production crews while they're working here at the studios. For example, in bungalow number 3, we have Ivan Tours. They're working on a movie, Flipper, going to be based on the old 60s television program. Right now, though, John, he's steered us into a branch of our greens department. And if you look off to your right, you'll see where we keep our trees, plants, and shrubs until they're needed on the set. Now, greenery is on our Walt Disney World. But next, we're going to be entering a little more glamorous area. This is our area known as creative costuming. And we will be slowing down just a bit so everyone will have a great view from the Rocketeer. And last but not least, it's the human co-stars of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now here at Walt Disney World in Florida, we're pretty proud to say we have the world's largest working wardrobe with over 2.5 million costumes and garments. By the way, that does include the lovely and fashionable attire that I'm wearing. Then again, it does take more than great clothes to have a production. So we're going to be passing by some of our more technical areas. Look at them, they're working pretty hard there. It's our lighting department, where technicians store 3.5 million watts of power. But to kind of put it into perspective for you, that's enough power to illuminate a city the size of Orlando all at once. Adjacent to lighting, that's our Dick Tracy makeup shop. Warner Brothers production is going to star Wesley Snipes. Back over to your left, we have our camera departments, where technicians talk on the phone and maintain film and video equipment that gets used right here in our studio. And last but not least to your left, it's our scenic shop where our carpenters work hard to build and maintain sets that get used here. And it's not unusual for us to find props in antique stores, flea markets, maybe even your garage sale. Now, if you can't find it, that's no big problem. We can always build it. We have the best carpenters in the world. In fact, as we exit the tunnel, look straight ahead out to your left, you'll see that the exterior of the scenic shop itself is a set. Now in October, they transformed it into the Nevada home of Sterling Laboratories. This set right here is going to be used in the sequel of Honey, I Shrunk the Kid with the title Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Yeah. Opposite effect. I'm always having people tell me they want to come and live at Walt Disney World. But before you decide to move into this neighborhood, take a look through this first Pennsylvania Dutch-style home to your right. And yeah, I did say right through it. 1963 Cadillac that caused all of the trouble in the movie Tin Men. Starred Richard Dreyfuss and Danny DeVito. Those two guys right to your right, we have our newest neighbors to Residential Street, also neighbors to the Golden Girls on Saturday nights. It's the Empty Nest House. Like the Golden Girls, we do all exterior shots and clapboard signs. Of course, keep this church in mind because later in our tour, we're going to bring you back here and kind of show you a little movie trick. By the way, straight ahead, that's New York Street. It's where the Mutant Ninja along quite nicely. And I haven't forgotten you. Now John, he's taking us deeper into our back lawn to our area known as the Boneyard. This is where we store really big props like planes, trains, jeeps, sometimes an occasional this piece. It's the original from the 1942 classic Casablanca, starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. You might have seen the front portion of that plane earlier today if you took the great movie ride. And by the way, I hope we have some Roger Rabbit fans on board because coming up next we have 3 blue sedans that were used in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now they represent 1 car and 3 separate stages of destruction. And as we pass by, try and guess which one Roger got a hold of. I don't think it'll be too hard to do. And my word of wisdom is don't let tunes or rabbits drive your car. Orange and red Pacific Electric trolley car, that's also from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But folks, if you look closely, you'll notice the trolley's steel wheels. Well, they're simply fiberglass coverings cleverly hiding radial bus tires. Nothing more than a modified bus, and it saved us a lot of money because we didn't have to lay down tracks or a trolley. And the 2 silver space pods are from the 1986 movie Flight of the Navigator. The first pod with the opening was used for the actors to crawl in and on. You're so nice. What a great driver. All right. Now, if you look to your left, you'll see a big tanker truck. And that big black tanker truck is known as a large-scale pump. You see, we couldn't just drive it in here. We had to have it hoisted in with a crane, lowered into the canyon, and then, well, we've kind of been having some problems with the parking brakes today, but I'm sure by now they have it fixed. anyways, in the movie making business, time is money. Now you see a script, it might call for something like a real downpour, but of course we're not going to sit around and wait for Mother Nature. So when our cameras are ready to roll, our rain has got to be ready to fall on cue. Even if it's 80 degrees and sunny out, so let's pretend we were filming. Lights, camera, and action, just like that. Now this rain sequence that you see that's created by high-powered water boats, they're located up ahead just out of camera range. They should know. This is the earthquake scene. Hold on folks, we'll be out of here in just a moment. Oh my. Oh, this is a big mess. Maybe the rain will put those fires out. Oh no, it stopped. It's not a candle at all. It's simply a steel structure that really wasn't. It was simply a safe computerized sequence of events on whole disasters can be completely recycled in just 3.5 minutes. Now folks, on a busy day, that's just enough time to get another subwater victim. I mean visitor into the canyon. By the way, you might want to knock on them later today if you get a chance. And remember the church we passed over here on Residential Street? Well, folks, when our cameras turn and take a slightly different angle, suddenly our small-town church turns into a big city cathedral. This is very appropriate because in just a moment, to your right, through the loony bin, you might be able to catch a glimpse of the turtles. You probably have to hit the next show, but folks, please don't go behind our shuttle because it's not safe for pedestrian traffic.